what we're going to be looking at is your strategic advantage for 2026. One of my goals for 2026 is to help 1,000 private practice owner, 1,000 physician entrepreneurs make their first or next 7 figures in revenue. Like, let's just go do it. And I'm committed to making the concepts as simple so you can do it, putting as many examples of what is possible in front of you so you can hit that. So a little bit about me. I'm Dr. Una, and for the last 7 years, I have devoted my career to helping physicians thrive in the times that we find ourselves in. Yes, they have said we're one-trick ponies. Yes, they have said we can't do that, but I don't subscribe to any of that. And we built the profitable private practice movement because of it, because we want to see private practice owners thrive. We built the EntreMD Business School because of it, and we have watched unbelievable transformation. In fact, many of the students are on here. We built Scale, that is for doctors who are already doing over 7 figures in revenue and want to build businesses they can exit from. This is what I have done. Now, I created this training that we're in now because I want you, if you were to sit with me to say, okay, Dr. Una, you have looked at thousands of private practices, you've talked to thousands of physicians, you have your own private practice. What do you think is the thing that is working? What has worked in 2025? What will work in 2026? How many of you want to know that? You're like, what is the thing that is working now? What is the thing that I need to focus on? I was super busy. I was doing a lot of things, but I didn't see the results I wanted to see. What do I need to focus on? That's what we're here to talk about. So it's not going to be a lot of things, but over the next 5 days, you're going to get what you need. We don't need all the things. We need the things. Okay, that's what we're here to do. So we've done that for the last 7 years. We have watched people go from employed physician to multi-7 figure practices. Like, we've seen it. And it's not one, it's not two, it's not three. There are multiple examples. In fact, I got a text today. Someone said, I'm one of your 1,000. I just crossed my first 7 figures in revenue. I'm like, yeah, right? Like, so this is something that's happening. And it's not at the expense of our lives. It's not at the expense of our health, right? We're seeing doctors build profitable practices and have more time for their families and have more time for, like resting and taking care of their bodies and all of those things. And let me tell you something that I subscribe to. If you are going to give up 10 years or more of your youth and you're going to get multiple 6 figures in debt, there needs to be an ROI at the end of the day. Who's with me on that? Where, like, I didn't ask for it, but if I put all this in here, at least I should have a career I enjoy. I should have a business I enjoy. I should be able to take care of patients. I should have time freedom. This is not us being lazy. We gave up 10 years to do this stuff, right? And so we have time freedom, we have financial freedom. There is nothing wrong with that. It's just we live in an economic world. Oh, that's a little swell though. Hi, EBS Junior in the house. Yes. Okay. I like the kids. Okay. Peds and mom and all of those things. Okay. So what are you here for today? You're here to get the strategy that you need. Okay, you're here to get the strategy that you need to finish 2025 strong, to finish 2020, to start 2026 with a bang. So I'm going to ask you, if you know the way you show up for this workshop, if you did pay $10,000, if you know you put away distractions, do that now. If you know you put your phone on do not disturb, do that now. If you know you actually get out a journal and start taking notes, do that now. If you know you will lean in with an extreme amount of curiosity, do that now. Any way you know. I'm not going to charge you the 10,000. But I want you to show up like you paid it because that's the way I'm showing up. So we're going to do this so we can partner to make this a great experience for you. Okay. All right. Now, why is it important that we do this? I should be winding down, getting ready for, the holidays and all that. Like, why are we here? Why are you here? I'll tell you why we're here. One of the biggest reasons is because I don't know, but I do suspect that 2026 will be more challenging than 2025. And you might say, Dr. Una, that's what you brought us here to tell. Just hang with me for a second. It gets better, I promise. Okay? Because there's nothing to suggest, there's nothing that's been put in motion to suggest, to make us believe that 2026 will be easier. I don't know that it will be. But what I do know is that it doesn't matter. Because it's not about times getting easier, it's about us getting better. It's about us finding superior strategies. It's about us finding what is working. And so we don't want to do same old when we're going to go into a more challenging year. We want to have the strategies that work. So even though it's challenging, we can still win. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. I know insurance companies are doing what they're doing, and big pharma is doing what it's doing, and administrators are doing what they're doing, but we can still thrive. Okay. We can still thrive. So that's the reason why we are looking at this today, because we are going to thrive. Okay. So one more time, who are my people in the comments? Who are my people who said, oh, I'm thriving in 2026? Because we have to own it. It's a decision. And we're some of the smartest people in the world, like literally, right? We are going to figure this out. Oh, look at that. I have my first new patient in my practice. That is awesome. That is awesome. Congrats. And that's just the way it starts. I remember when I had my first patient. That's the way it starts. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Now, so today we are going to look at the kind of doctor who thrives in 2026. Are the insurance companies a problem? A huge problem? Yes, they are. However, we have an opportunity, and it's bigger than the problem that the insurance company is. Is big pharma a problem? Yeah, kind of. Yeah, right? But we have a bigger opportunity than how big of a problem they are. Is private equity challenging? Are they a problem? For the most part, yes. For the most part. But our opportunity is bigger. Okay? Now, what is the opportunity that we have? And this is going to be so simple, you're going to say seriously, but my job is to make it simple. Don't worry about it if it sounds simple. That's my job. The opportunity that we have that will almost make it like the insurance companies don't matter, and big pharma doesn't matter, and private equity does not matter, is the opportunity we have to become savvy entrepreneurs. Please hear me when I say this. There is no physician who has ever launched, grown, or scaled a successful practice. Physicians don't do that. Physicians are great at taking care of patients, not taking care of businesses. But somewhere, because back in the day, you could hang the shingle and they would come, we start off our private practices and we're like, I'm a good doctor and I'm smart. I can figure this out. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. You guys, I should say the truth, right? It doesn't work that way. When you go to a private practice and you see a physician-owned private practice thriving, there are two people there, even though it looks like one person. There is the great clinician and there's a savvy entrepreneur. They wear two hats. They have two hats. In 2026, we need to become savvy entrepreneurs. Please type this in the chat. In 2026, I will be a savvy entrepreneur. Now, somebody may say, oh, hang on, but I run a business. We're doing 3 million in revenue and all that. 3 million in revenue does not make you an entrepreneur. It doesn't make you an entrepreneur because you may have 3 million in revenue and you still refuse to look at your profit and loss statements. You still refuse to do it. You still refuse to meet with your biller. You still refuse to market and you throw money at the problem. I'm just going to get this marketing company, and you abdicate it. Like they're just going to, you figure it out. We have to become savvy entrepreneurs, and we don't have to get an MBA to do this. I'll walk you through it, but we have to. When we resist that, we set up practices that are at risk. That's why practices are going out of business every single day. It is still the reason why there's so much burnout. Like there's burnout as employees, and there's burnout that we create, like our custom burnout that we create in our practices. This is the reason why we have the practices creating the money, but we don't have any time. We're gonna become savvy entrepreneurs. Okay, now let me explain what I mean by this, because I don't want you to miss this, okay? What does that mean when I say that? I'm going to give you two traits. Okay, I'm just going to give you two things. But before we do that, maybe I should tell you some of the myths that physicians who own businesses believe, right? When I build my practice, they will come. Maybe in 2009, not now. We have to do some things, right? If I take care of my patients, they'll keep coming back. How many of you have had patients you took really good care of and they forgot about you? They didn't actually mean not to come back. They just forgot. They forgot and they moved on, right? Like, no, there are things we have to do, and we're going to talk about them today. Okay. If I can make an executive decision not to market and then just have a marketing company figure it out for me. Okay. We have met so many physicians paying an arm and a leg. And the marketing companies love doctors who don't want to be entrepreneurs, because when they do a sloppy job, you don't even know, because we don't know either way. But that stops now. Okay. So let's practice this. Let's just practice this, because this is where we're going to be in 2026. Type in the chat, I'm a savvy entrepreneur. I'm a savvy entrepreneur. Type that in the chat. I'm a savvy entrepreneur. Just practice. You might say, but I'm not yet. That's okay. We're going to practice. We're going to practice. I'm a savvy entrepreneur. I'm a savvy entrepreneur. Okay. Now, let me give you two things. Okay. And if you're here and you're about to start a practice, well, blessed are you to be hearing these things before you made some multi-six-figure mistakes, which happens all the time. And if you already have a practice and it's established and all that, good for you, because now you're going to take a foundation that is fairly good and you're going to make it really good. Because once the entrepreneur shows up in the business, everything gets better. Everything. Okay. The first thing that it means is that we are going to grow in our capacity to tolerate risk. You guys gave me permission. Entrepreneurs tolerate risk. Now listen to this. Definition of an entrepreneur. I literally pulled this up. I didn't make this up. This is not a Dr. Una definition. An entrepreneur is a person who organizes and operates a business or businesses, taking on greater than normal financial risk in order to do so. I'm not talking about being reckless. I'm not talking about not taking calculated risk, but we take risk. This is not like surgery. We take risk. This is not like running a code. We take risk. This is what entrepreneurs do. I'm going to unpack this for you. Okay? Now, there are a number of types. I will give you two, but there are two types of risks that we'll take. One of those risks is financial risk. Sometimes people will tell me this, right? Like, they're like, I want guarantees. Let me help you. There are no guarantees. There are no guarantees in entrepreneurship. It's like somebody who has a chronic disease telling you, come give me a guarantee. There are no guarantees. The same way you cannot make the guarantee for your patient, nobody can make the guarantee for you. But please hear me. I'm not talking about listen. I'm not talking about going crazy. So don't hear what I'm not saying. Just roll with me. We're going somewhere. We're just roll with me. As long as we are looking to stay in our comfort zones, we can't win. Everything you can do that's comfortable, you've already done it. So like, if you stay in your comfort zone, the business has to stay the way the business is. That's it. It can't move forward. It just can't. So do we take some financial risk? Yes. And to be fair, we don't take as much risk as many entrepreneurs take. Like, if you think about private practice, it is a proven business model. It's proven. It's not an experiment. It's not like some tech startup company, right? Chances are you can self-fund it, or you can get a loan, and you happen to have a relatively high earning power, so you can afford to do that, right? Unlike people who had to borrow from everyone to get $300,000 to start off their business. You watch them on Shark Tank, don't you? Right? You don't have to go raise Series A, Series B. You don't have to do that. Like, it's relatively so lower risk business than many businesses can be. But we gotta take some risk. For instance, you may be here and your schedule is bursting at the seams. You've known for 6 months that you need to hire another doctor, but you cannot imagine another doctor's payroll salary on your payroll. So guess what you're doing? You're running yourself to the ground. You have no time for anything. You have the longest wait times. You have the longest wait list, and there's no end in sight because you don't want to take the risk to hire. I'm here and I'm giving you hugs and I'm on your side and I want to see you win. Right? You may be here. You have the opportunity to bring in an office manager. Now, you may strategically say, no, I'm not ready for it, but you are ready for it. But you're just like, I can't imagine. How do you guys think I know this? When I hired my office manager, I probably knew for a year and a half or two that it was time. But I was like, I can't imagine putting that on my payroll. Same thing with hired. I was like, I can't imagine putting that on my payroll. Like, I just can't. And some of you is for your business education, right? And you're like, well, I don't know if that program, like, I need a money back guarantee. Somebody spoke to me once, and she was thinking of one of our programs, and she said, I want to come in and try it. I said, we don't do that. And the reason we don't do that is you can't try entrepreneurship. Imagine trying medical school. You can't try, you either do it or you don't do it, right? So that's the first risk, is the financial risk. But we take risk. We take calculated risk, right? We take calculated risk. So I'm not saying, oh, I'm starting a practice and I'm going to go get this place that's 60,000 square feet. That's not what I'm saying. There is the pace of grace. We can start from where we are and move to the next and move to the next and move to the next. Okay, so I want to be very careful when I say that. Okay, the other risk we need to take, which is even more important, is emotional risk. What is that? You're going to get a lot of no's as an entrepreneur. And a lot of people will not ask the referral sources. They will not ask the people to work with them. They will not ask for the review. They will not ask for any of that because they know it's powerful, but they're scared of hearing no. They're scared of hearing no. And so because of that, like, even show up on social media, they're afraid somebody will come and say something bad about them. The trolls will come out. So they're not showing up, even though they know it will work for their business. If this is resonating with you, just type it in the chat. I'm with you, Dr. Una. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. I get it, right? But we're entrepreneurs now. We take emotional risk. Yes, the SE troll may come out. Yes, we may get a 1-star review. Sometimes we don't even ask for reviews because we don't want to get the 1-star review. Like, I don't have a guarantee that it'll be a 5-star. But we don't do that anymore, right? We have the referral source. We don't talk to them. We had a student in the entrepreneur business school, and she went after a referral source for 11 months. How many no's does that translate to? A lot of no's. And eventually they said yes. It turned out they had 42 clinicians in that practice, and they started sending her 5 to 7 referrals every single working day. So my question to you is, if you hear no for 11 months, to get to a point where somebody tells you yes 5 to 7 times every day, will you take it? Will you take it? Because that is wild. But the only way to all the yeses you want is the willingness to hear the no's, as many no's as it takes. As many no's as it takes. So we are people who take risk. Okay? We are people who take risks. So yes, there may be, I mean, we know we should raise our prices, my cash pay people, right? Because you're like, what I'm doing, this is not sustainable and all of that stuff. But you're like, what if the people don't say yes? What if the people who are there leave? What if this? What if that? What if they say I'm a greedy doctor and all the things? So we don't raise the price. And then we don't raise the price, then we cannot create financial freedom. We cannot put ourselves in a position where all the people we want will come to us. The team members, we can even hire them. Like, we can't, because we're holding on to a price that doesn't serve us. Okay, I want you to do this really quickly. And I want you to type this in the chat. I want you to find one risk, and it doesn't have to be a ginormous risk. Guys, I'm not talking about being reckless. I am not reckless. and very calculated. So I'm not talking about being reckless, but I want you to find one risk you've been avoiding that you actually know how it will work really well for your practice, but you've just been avoiding. I want you to find it, and then I want you to say yes to it. Let's make some forward movement here. Maybe there's a position you've been meaning to hire for, and you're like, okay, fine, I'm going to put that ad out there. Maybe there's a price increase that you haven't even brought yourself to think about. You're like, okay, I'm going to start thinking about it. Maybe there's a building that you have the opportunity to buy, and you're like, okay, let me go sit with the person and start working the numbers and at least engage the process and see what's going on. You've been running away from referral sources, hiding behind your computer, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna go out and make friends. And you might say, I'm an introvert, so am I. So am I. Let's do it. Okay? Come on. We are changing the narrative for private practices everywhere. Everywhere. And these are risks that are related to the goals you want to accomplish. And you're like, this is the thing. And I see a lot of you typing about social media. Guys, hear me. There's so much misinformation out there that we are needed on social media. Like your patients, your audience, humans need to hear from us. They need to hear from us. They need to hear from us a lot. Okay? Okay. All right. So I have a number of you there. So that's number one. Entrepreneurs take risks. So when we feel afraid, we look, is this a strategic thing for my business that will take me where I'm trying to take it? Yes, then we do it. We do it. Okay? So that's number one. Number two, let me tell you another thing entrepreneurs do. Entrepreneurs do what is required. They don't do what is nice. They don't do what is comfortable. They don't do what they like. They do what is required. They do what is required. They do what is required for a business to thrive. What is required? Marketing is required. When you say, I don't want to do marketing, that is a clinician speaking. But if you're going to thrive in 2026, you're going to be a physician entrepreneur. The entrepreneur does what is required. They do what is required. I need to promote my business. It is a requirement. I need to build a team. It is a requirement. I need to meet with my team members and cast vision, right? So we do what is required. And one of those things is firing. We call it dehiring, right? That's what we do. That's what we do. Dr. Akbar, get good at math and looking into numbers. Numbers are scary, right? Numbers are scary. Communicating my prices, contact an attorney, getting content. I avoid social media. Stop taking Medicaid. That's your thing. Do it. Do it, right? Dr. Uzo, visiting the people that have my people, my Dream 100. Dr. Akbar, get good at follow-up. It's uncomfortable. Entrepreneurs do what is required. This statement of, I don't feel like doing it. I don't feel comfortable doing it. You guys said I could go there, right? No, nobody cares. Nobody cares that we're not comfortable. We're entrepreneurs. I promise you I'll be so much nicer tomorrow. It'll be so fun, but we just need to get this out of the way. We are entrepreneurs. What that means is that we take risk and we do the uncomfortable things, the things that are required, the things that are required. Okay, so I want you to imagine that in 2026, you adopt the role of an entrepreneur and you promote your practice. You set your prices appropriately. You meet with your team members and hold them accountable. You bring in the best players. And because of that, they perform at the highest level, serving and earning. You offer a great service. You understand your numbers and you make data-driven decisions. What would that mean for you if you did that? Please type in the chat. Just think about it. You had your practice, your marketing, your prices are appropriate, you're dealing with your team, you're dealing with the finances, you're serving them appropriately, you're doing all of this. What do you think would happen? What do you think will happen, right? Dr. Bali said that would be huge, bliss. What do you think would happen? Personal growth, scale, scale, scale. Dr. T, peace. Dr. Dominic, work-life balance. Dr. Angie, increase. Dr. Tracy, I'd have a profitable practice and I'd be living my dream. So the opportunity cost of not showing up as an entrepreneur is that you don't have the profitable practice, at least not as profitable as it could be, and you're not living the dream. So is it worth it to be uncomfortable doing what is required so you can have the practice and live the dream? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, yes, the insurance people and all that, they're a problem and we're coming for them. We just need to have enough empowered physicians and we'll go after them. But this is like being on a plane, right? When the turbulence hit and the oxygen levels go low, they tell you what, put the mask on yourself first. First, that's what we're doing here. We're putting the mask on ourselves first. Then we go deal with the insurance companies. So I was being interviewed by Chip Hart. He's a pediatric practice management consultant, and he said, "Yeah, being an entrepreneur is hard." And I thought about it. I said, when I think about it, I don't know that being an entrepreneur is hard, like on its own. I think the hardest part of entrepreneurship is resisting the risk and resisting the work. That's the hardest part. That's the most painful part. It's like, I don't want to do this, but it's what needs to be done, right? I want to have all the guarantees, but that's not the way it works. I don't want to do anything that means putting myself where I have emotional risk of the no or the naysayer or the trolls. It makes it so painful because these things are required. They're going to keep nagging at you. Okay? Okay. How many of you are like, oh, I got this. This makes so much. Yeah, I got it. Who's saying that? Let me know in the chat. Because I took a risk. I'm an entrepreneur. I took a risk starting this way because this is not the most comfortable thing to hear. We got to take the risk. We got to learn the things. We got to do the marketing. We got to do this. We got to do all of that. Okay. Now, the team and I, we sat down, this was last year, to say, as entrepreneurs, we have to do what is required. We have to do the marketing, we have to do the selling, we have to lead the team, we have to do the finance, legal, all of those things. And what that means is, as entrepreneurs, like, yes, we spent a whole decade learning all this clinical stuff, which is fantastic, but now we have to be in a phase of active skill acquisition, like the skill of marketing, the skill of selling, the skill of building a referral base, the skill of leading a team, the skill of hiring right, the skill of firing when we need to, the skill of, up leveling our team and all of those things. And so I said, okay, based on everything that I've studied over the last 15 years, I've had my private practice for 15 years. What are the core things we need to learn? Because nobody has time to go get a 2-year MBA, right? And plus they tell you, when you get the MBA, you get a good job. Like nobody has the time to do that. What do we need to learn? And I'll tell you, we're going to dive through some of these as we go through the days that we have together. But these are the 3 things. Now, it's not only 3 things, but if all physicians would master these 3 things, private practices would win. And we would have enough people where we can go take care of the insurance companies. Okay? What are the 3 things? Starting point, learning how to fill our schedules. This is not a thing, like during the pandemic, people say, I don't know what's going on. My phone is not ringing. I'm like, the job of the phone is not to ring. It's either they're calling you or you're calling them. This is not a passive sport. We fill our schedules. How many of you, that will solve a lot of problems in your private practice right now if you could fill your schedule? Like if that was the only thing, right? Like you attracted all the patients you want. So your patient schedule, your patient panel was the way it needed to be. Because nothing else works till that works. Like the team exists for the people you're caring for, right? The building you have is for the people that you're caring for. Like if the patients are not there, nothing else is happening. That's number 1. Number 2 is getting paid for the work you're already doing. I wrote a book called The Profitable Private Practice Playbook. And in that book, you would see 7 ways private practice owners leave money on the table every single day. It is ridiculous. But it's not like we were not trained in that, right? But we can learn that. Because the fact that you're busy doesn't mean you're getting paid. It doesn't mean that at all. It just means you're busy. being paid is a totally different skill set, right? It's completely different. But we need to master that because no margin, no mission. If we don't figure out the money thing, we have to close our doors, then we take care of nobody. That's the second thing. The third thing is to build profitable teams. Now, you might want to write this in your journal, but this is something like I work with my clients a lot on because this happens all the time. A poorly led team is where all profits go to die. A poorly led team is where all profits go to die because they're not doing the work. They've not been set up to do the work in such a way that is profitable for you. They may serve, but they don't earn. Sometimes you have 3 people doing the job of 1 person because we don't want to fire anybody. It's like all kinds of stuff. Like a poorly led team is where all profits go to die. So when you have somebody running a $3 million practice and they're still working extra jobs to meet payroll, is because they have a team where all the profits are going to die. We don't want to have that. We want to have team members like when they come on, they serve and earn. And so for every team member who comes on, your business is better. You have more time. You have more financial freedom. They're winning. You're winning. The practice is winning. Everybody's winning. Okay. These are the things that we need to master. Okay. So I'm going to bring Makita back on in a second. But when we decided to do this was when we set up the profitable private practice movement. This is a movement of people who have decided to defy the status quo. Like we are not subscribing to this whole thing of private practice is not working. We're not subscribing to the thing of not being confident entrepreneurs. We want to be the entrepreneurs who can market, who can sell, who can raise their prices, who can lead the team, who can do all of that. And we thought about like, how can we do it in such a way that we can confidently say, this is something that every single private practice owner needs to be a part of. That's the way we built it. We built it so it's so simple. Like once a week, you come together, you learn about a concept, you go practice the concept, the end. The next week you come on, we may decide to co-work, like do it in real time. Like many of you were saying you're afraid of social media, you come on one call and do the thing and it's done, right? And what do we focus on? Same 3 things: how to fill your schedule, how to get paid for the work you do, how to build a profitable team, the end. And it's for less than a cappuccino a day. It's like $2,000 a year. Okay, you pay Uncle Sam more than that. You should invest in your education more than you invest in Uncle Sam. Don't tell your CPA I said that. Okay, all right. So entremd.com/movement. Okay, and then save your spot. If you have questions, you can post them. We'll take care of your questions. What are you walking away with? Entrepreneurs take risk. Okay, take risks. Now, these are calculated risks. So don't go take some $250,000 when you haven't tested your business idea type of stuff and say, Dr. Una told you. I'm recording this. So I'll say, what? I said calculated. Okay, embrace resistance, embrace discomfort, embrace it all. We're entrepreneurs now.